Hey there, and welcome. So, today we're going to decode a habit that so many of us have, that constant, almost automatic need to say, I'm sorry. We're going to get right into the psychology of why you might feel like you need to apologize for, well, just existing. And this is the important part, how you can actually start to reclaim your space.
Okay, let me ask you something. Does this sound familiar at all? You're just walking along, minding your own business, and someone else bumps into you, and what's the first thing you say? Oh, I'm so sorry, right? If you're nodding your head right now, then you are absolutely in the right place. Because that little reflex, it goes so much deeper than just being polite.
So, here's what's really fascinating. Psychology actually reframes this whole habit. It's not a sign of weakness, it doesn't mean you're too nice or insecure. Instead, it's often a sign of a really observant, really resilient mind. It's like a finely tuned survival skill that you learned along the way to prioritize your safety in social situations. All right, so let's get into the why of it all. Because look, if you want to change a habit, you got to understand where it comes from first, right? We're about to explore the really deep psychological roots that can turn a simple I'm sorry into a constant knee-jerk reaction.
So, one of the first big factors here is something called rejection sensitivity. This ties directly into our most basic human need to belong, to feel connected. If you ever grew up in situations where maybe you didn't feel like the first choice, your brain became a super detector. It got incredibly good at picking up on the tiniest social cues, a little shift in someone's tone, a flicker in their body language, because it learned that rejection often starts quietly. And in that world, an apology becomes a tool. It's a way to kind of check the temperature of the room and smooth over any potential conflict before it even has a chance to start.
And then there's a second major root, a concept known as parentification. This is what happens when a child, way before they should have to, ends up managing the emotions of the adults in their life. You learn really early on to suppress your own needs just to keep the peace. And that early training, it sticks with you. As an adult, you can feel it deep in your bones. This idea that your own needs are an imposition, that they're a burden you have to apologize for. You see how this all connects? It leads to this underlying fear of being temporary. You start to worry that if you're too difficult, or if you dare to express a need, you might just be quietly swapped out or replaced. So the apology, it stops being just a word. It becomes this psychological shield you use to protect your place in a relationship, to protect your connections with other people. Okay, so understanding the why is a huge first step. But now, let's talk about the solution. The way forward is all about a really fundamental mindset shift. It's about moving your sense of value from out there in the world to right here, inside yourself. And this really shows the difference perfectly. On one side, you've got external evaluation. Your self-worth is kind of like a stock price. It goes up and down all day based on what other people think. But on the other side, with internal evaluation, your self-worth is stable, it's solid, it's based on your own values, your own integrity. And making that shift, that is the absolute foundation for breaking this whole apology cycle. Now, this is a reframe that you really have to let sink in. This isn't just some nice, fluffy thought. It's a biological fact. All those moments you might apologize for, needing to rest, asking for help, those are not weaknesses. Apologizing for being tired is kind of like apologizing for needing to breathe. Your brain isn't being lazy. It's entering a vital recovery mode it absolutely needs to function. So the big question is, how do we actually make that shift? Well, here comes the practical part. We're not just going to talk about theory. We're going to lay out a real, concrete action plan to help you rebuild your sense of value and start reclaiming your space, one small step at a time. All right, here are 4 steps you can take. Step 1, just observe. When you feel that urge to say sorry, just pause. Notice it. Don't act on it, just watch it. Step 2, replace the word. This is huge. Swapping sorry to bother you with is now a good time completely changes the dynamic. Third, state your needs as facts. Instead of, sorry, this is probably a dumb question, but just try, I have a question, or I need help with this. And fourth, practice saying no. Start small in low-stakes situations. When the cashier asks if you want to sign up for a store card. It's like a muscle. You have to build it up with these small reps. And here are a few more really simple swaps you can try in your daily life. The one I personally love is changing sorry I'm late to thank you for your patience. See what that does? It shifts the focus from your mistake to their grace. It's empowering for both of you. The big idea behind all of this is so simple but so powerful. You are allowed to exist. You're allowed to ask questions, to be seen, and to take up space.
And look, as you start doing this work, please remember this. This habit of over-apologizing, it's not something to be ashamed of. It's actually a byproduct of your strength and resilience. It means you developed this incredible ability to read a room and to value harmony. So you're not fixing something that's broken in you. You're just adapting. You're adapting this really well-honed survival skill to a new reality, one where you are finally truly safe.
Okay, so let's bring it all home. This whole journey, from constantly apologizing to feeling self-assured, it really boils down to one thing: giving yourself permission to just own your existence without needing to ask for it from anybody else. Just let that sink in for a second. That's the goal here. It's not about becoming rude or inconsiderate, not at all. It's about becoming grounded in the deep knowledge that your presence, your needs, your voice, they're all valid, exactly as they are. You don't need a permission slip to be you. You can start to trust that it's safe now.
So, I want to leave you with a question. Really think about it. Maybe it's deciding to speak up in that meeting at work, or maybe it's just taking 15 minutes for yourself without feeling guilty about it. What is one small, concrete way you are going to allow yourself to take up a little more space this week? Because that right there, that's where this whole journey begins.